Bro, I hate when they do that. I can't prep for the scare. He keeps doing the thing where he's talking and then the scary thing happens when he's talking, like the scary. He knows the scary thing's gonna happen. Ugh. Bro, I got a headache now. With every Minecraft video that we end up watching on this channel, they always come with their own specific set of challenges, and this one is like no other because we have always seen people play through the world, but we've never seen what happened when somebody is employed through that world. Because today we are watching, I got hired to watch over a server that doesn't exist. This video is by zachobuilds. Welcome back to Stanley. Let's do it, let's go.
Hello there. We are reaching out following a form where you indicated interest in the following role.
I indicated interest? I don't remember indicating nothing. Not with the way these videos be going.
Server Watchdog. We would love to offer you $4 per hour spent watching over the following server.
This screenshot is the banner image for a channel named Cashing Checks, but according to the player, Cash, he never filled out a form and has no idea
just like
how
me
these
for
people
real.
got his email. But out of curiosity, Cash decides to log on and check out this server. Cash loads in for his first night shift and is met with some signs.
Ironic that his name is Cash, by the way. He really gonna get it by any means necessary. Is in his name.
Welcoming him to the Outlook SMP.
Okay.
Now, the text on the signs seems to be a bit messed up, perhaps from like the...
As this video progresses, I will be putting in what my hourly rate would be to do Cash's job. The hourly rate currently starts off at $8 an hour. I would do what he's doing.
Server being upgraded from an older version. However, nothing else seems to be all too messed up. At least that is until... All right, I see exactly why this server gets some admin. It has been griefed to high hell. You would think, though, that if Cash is supposed to admin for the server, he should probably have creative mode, maybe some operator perms, but instead he seems to be forcibly stuck in survival mode. But
what?
This doesn't really matter because
Can you be an admin in survival mode? No, you need powers, don't you?
No one appears to be online, and Cash is pretty much free to explore wherever he wants. As he explores this main area, he comes across a main conversation board of sorts. To the best I can read it, it says, Goal 1, gather materials, equipment, etc. Goal 2, build main base. Goal 3, enjoy
snacks
it all
and drinks
until
included.
he comes
Hilarious.
back. Of course,
Big Panda was good.
Who he is, but beneath that it says, how long do we have, would you say? And then in very faint text, we see,
oh my gosh, I'm so glad they did that. In every Minecraft video we watch, somebody throws something on the screen where I can't read it. And I'll say I can't read it, and people will get on me in the comments for not being able to read it. Okay, this one clearly... Two weeks maybe. It got kind of bad right there. Oh my gosh, Big Panda was good. Welcome to the community, family. Appreciate the first time chat.
2 weeks maybe. So from this, we can assume that someone is coming back soon, and that seems to be a bad thing. But best case, it's nothing. Worst case, we could be looking at some sort of like stalker who keeps finding their way onto these people's Minecraft server. Cash certainly treats it like it's not important because he moves swiftly along to just raiding these bases for items, but all of the items available to him are A, glitched, and B, pretty much useless.
Oh, I thought it was eaten.
Speaks to us for the first time and says, quote, they told me not to interfere with the world, but it seems like people already did.
Right.
Well, this is helpful because it's clear Cash has had further correspondence with this watchdog.
Yeah,
but the kicker here is Cash tells us that he doesn't even have a texture pack on right now and even shows us. So the fact that he's seeing these textures and these items being the way they are is very, very weird. Cash informs us that the watchdog people told him that the daylight cycle is tied to real life, meaning that wherever these players are, it's nighttime for them. And Cash says it's nighttime for him as well, so they might even be in the same time zone. Eventually, though, Cash...
That's weird. I didn't even know you could do that in Minecraft. That's dummy cool.
Just decides to pillar up in the center of town and crank up his render distance to, like, watch over the area. Unfortunately, the second he does that, his PC starts to have an absolute crisis. Come on, Cash.
I'm gonna get jump scared.
Unprepared for the job? You didn't buy a fancy PC when you got hired? Come on. For now, though, Cash just turns down his render distance and watches over the server for a bit until he hears...
Stop. never in any video has the first sound been that creepy so fast. Yeah, okay, the rate is at, dang, off that alone, I would quit. Off that alone, I would leave the job. Okay. My daughter needs new legs and my son needs a heart transplant. I can't leave the job. $250 an hour. $250 an hour, $250 an hour is where we're at. Whoa!
Out. Thank you for your time.
Somebody joined the game.
Talk about this, I guess. That was a goat horn that is in the vanilla game. However, that's not something that can simply be done or played without a player blowing into the horn. And as we can see, no one is online right after that noise is played.
Heck no.
We see a player join with just the username.
Heck no.
Potentially, if Cash had been holding down tab when they did join, we might have been able to see like a...
Oh, his name is Cash, not Cash. I'm not gonna I be pronouncing this Cache. Does nobody else pronounce that Cache? Nobody else pronounce that Cache? That's just me, Cache. Literally my whole life I said Cache. No. Hey, learn something new.
Player skin, but even that seems unknown. And I don't like unknowns. So let's start getting some knowns in here. Cash is back for another night shift, but this time when he logs on, that pillar he was on has been removed, so he just sort of... But once he respawns, he finds that his stuff is gone and a message is sent into the chat.
Please do not intrude into the server / move any blocks or items. Dang! They slimed him out just because he built a pillar and took some potatoes?
Please do not intrude into the server / move any blocks or items.
To which Cash responds, dude, you like got him. That was so good. Cash does indeed try to tread a bit more lightly, and he heads back to the house with the enchantment table again. Cash starts looking through stuff, and by looking through stuff, I mean looking through stuff. He's going through chests, ripping through the bookshelves, and
don't get paid enough for that. That just upped the price. I'm probably gonna go $275 an hour. Finding secret rooms is outside of my job description, bro. I'm not supposed to hall monitor that, but now it's on my radar. I have to go down there and see. That brings it up to $275.
Literal secret passageway in a bookshelf. Come on, it doesn't get much better than that. So Cash makes his way down.
Better is an odd word to use here.
Sees tunnels, seemingly man-made tunnels. Cash walks around through them and eventually finds another ladder that leads him up into a different one of the houses. So these tunnels essentially just connect each house together. It's finally at this point that Cash realizes the book he grabbed is a book and quill, and he reads,
"Don't listen to whatever he told you. It's probably lies. And if you are him, fuck you."
All right, some fighting words.
The freaking sound actually scared me. Oh my god.
Words for this alleged him, but clearly whatever this book is talking about is something that went down on this server, and what that is remains to be seen. But eventually Cash makes his way over to this signboard again, and this time all the signs seem to be gone. This confirms at least that someone has been on this world since he was last
for sure.
on.
We saw him log in.
I believe Cash realizes that too, because he decides to write a sign of his own, and he says,
"Hello? Can anyone see this?"
Whoa, you're not supposed to be doing that. All right, see, Cash, look, I'm pro Cash. First of all, I always been pro Cash. Feel me? I'm pro Cash, but they just specifically said not to do things in their world, and here you are doing things in their world. It's just not a good look for you.
Based off of that dark oak, no, I cannot. Jesus. He grabs some yellow dye so it's actually legible and then continues exploring. He finds another secret way into the tunnels, and then eventually he just freezes and goes AFK for a while.
Probably got some food.
When he does come back eventually, he says, quote, "Sorry, I think there was a deer outside or something." He then decides he wants to check out the nether, and he gets a block so that he can get in there, and of course he gets disconnected. You can call it a coincidence. I'm gonna call it tactical nerfing. Now, this whole mention of seeing something in real life, I'm personally going to chalk up to paranoia for now. I mean, you're doing a night shift. This is the second night that Cash has presumably stayed up late, and probably you're going to be pretty paranoid the entire time. So with that being said,
I've never been paranoid enough to think that there was a deer outside my crib, man. I don't think so.
Let's move to this third shift where some stuff goes down.
I'm scared.
We log back on and we are immediately met with another message from the Watchdog protocol saying,
"Please stop modifying the server. Your game mode has been updated."
And unfortunately, it's correct. Cash is no longer in survival. He's in adventure mode now, which means he can't place or break blocks, which sucks because he has received a response. It says, yes, but who are you?
Where the heck does it say that? And why does everybody in this world keep typing with X's?
And Cash can't edit these signs anymore, so we don't know how Cash is going to be able to respond to, oh, yeah, that's smart. He can use the book. Cash writes into the book, hi, still me. My name is Cash. I was hired to watch over this server. Who are you? But Cash needs somewhere to put this book, and very smartly, he goes over to that bookshelf, assuming that if anyone else tries to use the secret passageway, they'll get the book and maybe see the message. But we have to wait until...
No. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. One of the things that I know about content, movies, entertainment, they'll like try to like doze you to sleep, like so you'd least expect it, and then they scare you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why when like music starts playing and stuff like that, you'll hear me go, they're gonna try to scare me because I'm trying to get prepared for it. I don't like when they get me even more so than that, if you get what I'm saying. Because he was talking and he was walking and then you, that's so weird. That's so weird.
Passageway, they'll get the book and maybe see the message. But we have to wait until... And just like that, the book is gone. My heart dropped because I thought this Watchdog protocol like had taken the book.
What's good, my guy?
After a little bit, the book returns. Cash opens it and it reads, you are what to watch over the server? Your typing is weird. It seems that when this person reads our text, it also has the weird X's. So Cash responds, someone hired me to watch over the server. I'm getting paid to log on and play. And then asks again, who are you? He puts the...
Yeah, right there. As soon as I hear somebody come in, the pay jumps to 1,000 an hour. I'm talking, I walked away, I came back in 2 milliseconds and the book was off the shelf, $1,000 an hour minimum. If I can't, realistically, the answer is die. The answer is die, pass away, go to heaven. But since I can't do that, $1,000.
The book back, and then after a bit, we get a response that says, I don't trust this, leave me alone. Cash tries to write back saying he's just as confused as they are, but after waiting a while, it's clear that this person has fully gone and isn't responding. He leaves the book there, but goes and tries to figure out some more information on anywhere this person could have gone. But this opens an interesting thing because typically in Minecraft, there's always some sort of tell for where a person is. If they've got invisibility potions, you see the bubbles.
Right.
Even if you use a command to get rid of the bubbles, you can see like ground particles. But in all of these shots where the player should be here, there is nothing you can see of them. It is literally as though they are a ghost on this world. Cash is looking around.
I'm cool, bro. I signed up to look over a Minecraft server, not play Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. I'm cool, bro.
In one of the other houses when he suddenly comes across a very well hidden barrel and it has a book inside.
What is it? Five Nights at Freddy's? No, this is 7 Nights at Steve's. Is that his name? Is Steve his name? Steve is the Minecraft dude's name, right? Please. Because if it's not, then the joke doesn't hit as much. It's Steve, right? It's Steve?
Now, unfortunately, it's unsigned. However, it does have some very interesting text.
I know he's real.
Yes!
I hear him behind me all the time. I can feel his eyes watching me. No one ever believes me, but I know it's real.
Another classic, oh, someone's watching me trope. I'm bored. Can I play Candy Crush on your phone? Anyway, as Cash looks around, he sees a weirdly placed button, and upon pressing it, it actually opens a secret door. But right as he goes down it, his game crashes. A message pops up from him saying that this is pretty typical for his PC, and eventually he logs back.
Dang, Cash, for somebody whose name is Cash, you not showing a lot of cash. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, first and foremost, you couldn't handle render distance. And then after that, your PC crashing. And then realistically, you got deer outside your crib, so I know you way out in the sticks. Like, Cash, I'm not gonna lie, bro, you might have to change your name to Pennies. It's just not a good look for your brand right now. It's not a good look for your brand right now.
Again, and when he does, Cash tells us,
I gave my friend the server IP so he could log on and check this out with me. But when he tried to get on,
facts,
he
GG.
wasn't whitelisted. But I never sent that email, my gamer tag.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
So for those who don't know, whitelisting on Minecraft basically lets only select gamer tags to be allowed on to a Minecraft server. But you need to know their gamer tag in order to do this. And according to Cash, he never sent these people his gamer tag. But somehow
they
his
ended
player
up
was
with it.
whitelisted. This just confuses me further because the only person we've talked to on this server has no idea who Cash is. So
At
they
all.
certainly wouldn't have whitelisted him to the server, right? And this world was also very clearly griefed, so if it had a whitelist the whole time, that couldn't happen. Anyway, Cash makes his way back over to where he was.
Oh, they're right, because you would have just whitelisted the players who are griefing the world, and then you wouldn't have to hire somebody hourly in the first place. Whoa! So what's going on?
Drops back down into just the tunnels again. But we see a very quick glimpse of like...
Stop. Come on, bro. Stop. Lock in.
Drops back down into just the tunnels again. But we see a very quick glimpse of like a
I got scared of a shadow. Oh! No, it's a passageway
opening. And he makes his way over to it and tries to find whatever button or trigger just opened it, but there's nothing around. But Cash is actually a genius, and he tells us to hold on because he has an idea. And he comes back and shows us that he's downloaded an X-ray shader pack. He's realized that if this is another redstone door, he can try to figure out where it's located and what the input to it is. And when he takes a look, we can see that there's a skulk sensor that seems to be what opens this door, but Cash, for the life of him, cannot trigger it. There's nothing I can see that says why this wouldn't work, and clearly...
Why the heck do we have secret skulk sensors? By the way, I learned what a skulk is in one of the videos, so I'm learning Minecraft stuff through all of these weird videos. Why is there one down there? Why are we hiding sensors?
Someone just triggered.
Who are we trying to keep out? That's actually the real question. Who are we keeping out?
The skulk sensor because the door opened. But eventually Cash just takes a break from his computer and we see the screen go black again. And Cash basically explains.
Hey guys, Cash editing here. I got distracted when I saw something outside my window. No. I know y'all can't even see it, bruh, but go ahead and lock that up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me go ahead and close this right here. Yeah, nope. I'm overly good. I see what's happening. I'm cool, bruh.
Explains that he saw something outside his window again, and he went to take a picture of it. And
I took a picture of it. It looks like it's probably just my flash reflecting off an animal's eyes, but it scared the crap out of it. No, bro, they're gonna show a weird picture.
Shows it to us, and it is corrupted badly. Cash puts up some arrows of like what we're supposed to be looking at, but the weirdest thing about this all to me is Cash never acknowledges that the image is corrupted. Cash says there are often a lot of
that does not look like animal eyes.
Back to playing. He is truly just walking down this hallway, and I don't know about y'all, but
this is something only the YouTube audience is gonna get to go back and able to see. I just got so scared that I lost my words. Bro, I hate when they do that. I can't prep for the scare. He keeps doing the thing where he's talking and then the scary thing happens when he's talking, like the scary. He knows the scary thing's gonna happen. Oh. Bro, I got a headache now. I dead got a headache now, bro.
Truly just walking down this hallway, and I don't know about y'all, but Cash's reflexes are insane. You can hear the skulk sensor go off, the door opens, and he's just barely able to make it inside before it shuts again. But inside where exactly?
That's it? That's what I got scared about? I thought the person was coming out of the skulk sensor and we were about to see like it. I didn't even know that's what happened. I can't believe that's what scared me.
Cash turns around and is in this massive room of sorts. There's 2 sets of books at the end.
Oh my
When
gosh.
Cash opens them.
I'm terrified.
We are met with this monstrosity. And there are several like pages of these inside of the different books. Now,
I'm not reading that.
Luckily, Cash shows it all to us, so I can give you a breakdown.
Thank
Let's take a look
goodness.
at this first page, right? We can see that aside from all this gibberish, there seems to be a lot of X's in here. Now, the X's are all over this server, so I think that this is so confusing because it's like 2 different encoding methods on top of each other. So I'm going to ignore the X's and try to figure out what the original encoding process is. X's aside, all of these words end in OW, and now this rung a bell, but I didn't know why. And after some Googling, I realized it's because this is basically how Pig Latin works. In Pig
No Pig Latin for Minecraft? Fuck out of here. Hey, fuck. What? Pig Latin for Minecraft? Come on. Come on, bro. People are learning Pig Latin for Minecraft? Stop, bro. Heck, get out. There's no way. If you're learning Pig Latin to do Minecraft games, bro, you got it, bro. I don't even want to know what your brain could make up, bro.
Latin, you take a word, you rip off the first consonants and you put it at the end, and then you add AY. I remember this because back in like grade school, kids would like make their own languages by just changing the AY to something else, and it would sound like a pretty distinct language. And in this case, they seem to have chosen OW as the ending sound. So if you take this text, remove all the ows, we're actually closer to legible text. Then all we have to do is move any consonants from the end to the front. However, with so many X's in the mix, it makes it really hard to know when there's a consonant or not. So to the best of my knowledge, what this says is, this is a basic sentence, so you can practice the new code. Remember that the code word is ow. I'm a way, iterale, Enius gay. I'm a genius. Let's look at another page, shall we? If we remove the ows, shift consonants to the front, and fix the X's that are obvious, we read, do you actually believe him? I think he's a hacker that somehow keeps finding us or something. Now, upon initially reading this, I thought whoever is talking here was talking about Cash. It speaks about whether or not they want to believe him and how he keeps finding us.
This is
But
Cash?
this text is towards the beginning of the first book. So this maybe took place a while ago, and I think this because there's a page on the other book that reads like this. Hey, I just spoke with someone who seemed to be the same person who wrote on the signs. Says his name is Cash. Something something was hired to watch over the server. If he's playing a trick on us, it's a weird trick to play. I don't know. Basically, talking about trick to play. I don't know. Basically, this person is talking about Cash, and this is clearly whoever spoke with Cash prior. It literally mentions it by name, but this leaves into question who the book was talking about.
Just think about Tom
prior.
Brady. That's not bad. I think about LeBron, so maybe I need to think about it like that.
It talks about he again, and that he keeps finding us. Now, to me, that could mean maybe they're hiding from like a stalker almost that keeps getting into their server. Going back to
like
Cash
they're
on the
hiding from
server, he
something
gets kicked
crazy.
off pretty soon after, and it's clear that someone doesn't want him in there because when he logs on for his next shift,
out.
he is told that his location will be reset every minute. What is that?
Wait, okay, so now I'm confused. Cause how do you expect, by the way, to do this job, I am up to $2,000 per hour. But now I'm confused. If somebody asked me to do a job to watch the server, then why is the people who own the server that they told me to watch now making me reset my position every minute, thus making my job impossible? That's the thing that I'm at now. I don't get it.
Mean? Well, basically, as he's wandering around, after a minute goes by, he is just teleported.
Oh,
right
that
back to the
sucks.
And Cash tries.
This is ironically not actually, but kind of the plot for, what is the show with Subaru in it? ReZero, no cap.
To continue looking around for new information.
Just
or
be
anyone
AFK
to talk
facts.
to, but with his location getting reset so often, he gives up and says
I'm so
that
sorry,
he's just
yo.
gonna sit here and get paid, which is fair. And it's at that point that we see editor Cash come on back and says that he fell asleep while just sitting there on the server, which adds up. This man has stayed up so late, so many nights. But he tells
Wait,
the
but
server,
when I
which
look back at
adds
the
up.
footage,
This
I
man
saw
has stayed up
this.
so late, so many nights. But he tells us
Oh,
that
I'm gonna
when
get
he
jump
looked
scared.
back at the footage, he saw this happen.
I'm gonna get scared. I'm gonna get scared.
Cash says that he'll check that chest next time he logs on. But come on, is it ever that easy? Because Cash logs on again.
What the heck is that? What? Oh. Dreaming about Brady. Dreaming about Brady. Nah, that's crazy. He got put inside of Muzin's Infinity Castle. No cap. He about to fight an upper one right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Is it gonna reset? It's gonna reset. Obito's pocket dimension, no cap. Is that a battle bar reference, HB? I'm scared.
See that?
No?
Cash walked inside, the textures all seemed to change. And
I didn't see that.
Back out, right back to normal. It's clear Cash notices this, but all he has to say on the matter is wild, and then he continues to...
Cash, you too nonchalant for me, bro. You too nonchalant. You don't be following the rules. Your life changing. You done seen 3 demons outside your window. Cash is too nonchalant for me, bro.
Look around this house. For once,
right,
the chests
real.
actually have items, not some distorted, glitchy version of
Watch him take an item. Watch him take an item.
A bed. It truly seems to be a normal house. However, when he gets to this top floor, he's looking through chests and sees a painting. And when he checks it, there's a secret room behind it, covered in signs that seem to be like a journal of sorts.
I'm tired on a sign. Oh, he is going up against the craziest of demons. There's no way. $3,568.
The first time we've seen signs that don't have X's all over them, and they read,
"They promised me that I won't be left out again.
4,000.
They said they thought I wasn't online.
Oh, he just got no friends. Oh, okay, we're just dealing with a loser. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Okay, he's just a loser. Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. No, that's fire. Oh my gosh, his life sucks. Okay, that's fire. That's great.
I didn't show up in the tab menu. Yeah, right.
Cash mentions that he had people
Facts,
not
Elo.
showing up the tab menu earlier.
They helped me build my base some more. They just feel bad for me. I'm tired. Barely anyone is playing anymore. I don't know why I keep playing.
This is interesting, but also a little too on the nose. I feel as though we've seen so much information get distorted that the fact that that isn't makes me not want to trust it.
That's the only thing that we haven't seen with an X so far. Everything else has had an X besides that.
But essentially what's happening here... Was this? That wasn't there before. Here... Was this? That wasn't there before.
The narrator has to stop doing that, bro. He has to stop doing that, bro.
Right? The answer, of course, is no. But Cash makes his way down this staircase, and we are met with signs in just all caps, screaming at us more or less, and we even have our X's that seem to have returned. I'll let you pause if you want to read any of this. It's mostly generic ooky spooky stuff, but the scary thing is... This is the first time on this server that we have heard movement of another player. And the weird thing is, we heard a door open, but all of the doors are exactly how Cash left them prior. Cash goes to return to that basement area and is immediately clocked out. This was a lot of information, and I want you to tuck everything you just saw in the back of your mind as I go into...
I want to forget every single thing that I've seen in this video so far. There's not a single memory you gave me here that I want to cherish. I'm terrified beyond wondering. I'm going to speak to my therapist after this video.
What comes next? Cash posted on his community tab that he was able to get onto the normal server again and check that chest before he was immediately clocked out. But he took 2 screenshots of the 2 pages, and they look like this. We read, "I'm going out on a limb and trusting you are who you say you are. But to be safe, you gotta solve this. The answer is right in front of you, then right." And on the next page, we see multiple of like a link that's been
just give me this jigsaw puzzle,
whoever
bro.
did this is very smart because they pasted it several times to account for the X glitch. I tried some basic ciphers online before I decided to use that big old juicy brain I got upstairs, and I realized that in front of Cash, presumably, all the time, is a keyboard. So this is probably just a keyboard cipher where you take your keyboard and you shift all the letters one way or another. So if you do that with our lovely gibberish here, we get a YouTube link to an unlisted video that is just a black screen.
Navy SEALs, Special Intelligence, CIA, government official, leader in national defense and security, cybersecurity, politics. All of them need you. All of them could use your help. And you're choosing to do Minecraft. I just wanted to put it in perspective.
But with this audio.
It's honestly so stupid that I'm even doing this, but just in case you're a real person, somehow you should know what's going on. This is a Minecraft server where my friends and I play Minecraft on, and it's just normal until we started getting harassed by this guy, and he kept making his way onto our server to the point where we got a new one. Then he found that one, but no matter what we do, he won't leave us alone. Joe, one of my friends, thinks it's a literal ghost because we even tried banning his IP, but it didn't stop him.
I beg your most sincerest of apologies, madam. You said you think it was a what? You said, what was the word you used? You said you thought it was That's what I thought you said. Here's my resignation letter. Bro! Also, my pay has jumped up to $10,000 an hour.
Basically, around the time it started, one of my friends did this whole thing where he convinced us that there's this thing called the God Watcher or something. It was just a Bloody Mary knockoff. If you said the name 3 times, it would come, yada yada. Anyway, you're not even gonna find this thing.
This is quite the interesting story.
I think it dead just cut off her recording when she...
But I agree with whoever's speaking here. Odds are this God Watcher thing was just a prank made up by a friend. Why are the letters moving? Oh my God, guys, no way! Sorry, I'll take this seriously. Basically, the God Watcher is an entity that is on the Minecraft Entities Wiki, and it says...
And he got hired by the Watchdog. Wait, so does that mean he is the ghost? Let me stop talking.
Urban myth long lost to Minecraft versions gone by. It is rumored to be a spirit that chose to live in the digital world of Minecraft rather than pass on to the next life. The God Watcher implores the player to say its name 3 times while placing a poppy each time. This not only grants the God Watcher into your world.
All that 3 times stuff about anything, bro. Y'all got the utmost respect for me. Nothing will leave my own name won't leave my mouth 3 times, gang. No cap, bro. Y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it.
but also ties it to your player so that wherever you go, it may follow. However, there's a part that talks about the different things that this entity will do to players, and the one that stands out the most is how it says the most consistent occurrence is an increase in coal generation on every world the player joins. Earlier in these videos, I had noticed that in these tunnels, there was an impressive amount of coal in the walls, especially since if it were me, I would have mined all of that to get some torches or something. But now I'm starting to think that coal is there for a very different reason. And judging by the fact that this article talks about how it torments people and makes them see things that aren't there, I'm a bit worried about the future of our lovely cash. The next
and that's why Cash has been seeing things outside of his window.
Video isn't Cash logging onto the server, but instead it's him talking in a Google Doc with someone, and it appears to be that same mystery person who created that video. Based off the channel name before, I'm gonna call this person Riley, and Riley says that she's still really paranoid, and Cash says that's fine.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Let me tell you guys what I'm happy about. The reason I'm happy is because every single time I watch a Minecraft video, I'm like, can't they just communicate outside of Minecraft? Why are they communicating in these ghostly servers where the ghost has ghost abilities that do ghostly, dastardly things to them? Thank goodness someone was finally like, I'm gonna get out of the server. That makes sense. I like that. Thank goodness. Let's go.
I think you have a reason to be. Cash re-explains everything we know about this whole getting hired thing, but actually does mention that he has gotten paid from these people. That they sent him like $42. Cash asks Riley to tell him more about this whole God Watcher thing. And before Riley can respond, a notification pops up for Cash of a Ring doorbell. I don't know if this is important, but I'm legally obligated to tell you about it, so there it is. Riley once again pushes off the God Watcher thing.
Nah, bro. No, bro.
First SMP, and Cash asks if they still have that server, and Riley says that they actually do. Cash logs on to this very distorted Minecraft server.
Whoa.
The last server doesn't even hold a torch to this one when it comes to level.
I didn't even know Minecraft servers could get like
Cash
that.
is literally just looking around this server, checking chests, and trying to find anything of use.
Stan, please, the Bible. You're actually right. Hey, I'm so cool on everything, bruh. Heck no. Heck no. Oh, there's something in the hallway. Oh!
Now, whatever that was, I certainly didn't enjoy it, but it seems to be morning. And Cash actually goes back to that document he was talking to Riley on. And Riley says, I forgot the last time I played on this server was on my old account, so neither of us are whitelisted and can't get on. And Cash says, I was able to get on. I don't understand how this keeps happening. Cash is somehow once again whitelisted for a server he shouldn't be on. Cash goes back to playing on the server and exploring his way around, and he makes his way down one of the tunnels and finds this room, I guess, that didn't seem to be there before. And upon going inside, we see an area that has 3
graves.
spots and 3 poppies.
Those
Cash
are graves.
pulls out the document again, and we can see that Riley is just going crazy.
Stop. Nah, it's doing it. It's gonna do something.
Cash's next video is him playing on a seemingly brand new server when suddenly Riley joins. Cash walks over to her and says, hey, to which she says, Cash replies and says it's because he took care of the whole God Watcher thing.
What?
Cash says, well, you said it was tied to your friend's Minecraft account, right? Cash says, well, I moved it to mine. And Cash says because all he had to do was deactivate his account and buy a new one. And I didn't notice before, but his gamer tag has changed from...
You know, that is a very practical solution. Why has nobody else executed this solution? In every single video we've watched so far, where it's a video like this, every single time, by the way, the pay from that last scene is at $1 quadrillion an hour. I want to update you on that. $1 quadrillion an hour. I don't know what numerical value that holds. Make it make sense. But every single time we watch one of these videos, I'm always like, yeah, delete that account. Minecraft's not for me. If anything, I'll do that on a new computer. Cash is a nice, nonchalant man, dude, guy who really understands what I be saying, gang.
Cashing checks to checks cashed. Cash goes on to explain that the, quote, God Watcher took care of the bill. Apparently, $42 is just enough for a new Minecraft account and a large pizza.
Whoa.
It was no coincidence that Cash was in the same time zone as the people who played on this server. He was one of the people that played on this server. That's why he was whitelisted on every server he joined. He wasn't the next person the God Watcher would torment. He was the current. It somehow convinced him that he was a whole other person trying to solve this mysterious server. All to remember just how wrong he was. The next day after this video was posted, Cash's profile picture changed to this image. And since I've edited this video, I went back to Riley's channel, and at some point, it was also changed to that same image. I have not been able to get into contact with either of them.
I was so sure that him switching the account would lead him to safety, and it ended up being his doom. Wow. That is crazy. The justice for cash. If you guys enjoyed the video, click this video right here. You're guaranteed to like it. It's way more crazy than this video as well, or just as crazy as this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. With that being said, goodbye. Peace.